Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. It's Thursday, December 19th, less than a week until Christmas. How crazy is that? The heat map changed over and we don't see a sea of red, so that's a good look. It's all green, so I like that to look, but we'll make sure it has to stay that way today. So let's go through and look at everything, see what's going on and what's going to be happening in the market today. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. Here we go at our or we'll do our Jolie's jumpers first, and then we'll do our laptop lowdowns. So here we go with Agrify. It was starting to move back up. Let's look at it. AGFY, and it's at 39.99. It was just sitting there yesterday. It looks like even after that bloody day, it was just sitting there. So it opened at 41, got up to 43, and came down to 37. It's at 39.99. Not looking bad at all, and does want to crawl back up. So keep an eye on that AGFY. AKAN. Let's see what that's up to this morning. AKAN. That one took a little dip right here yesterday, so we'll have to see. It was trying to set up right there, but took a nice dip actually. So it went from 153 to 127. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. AIMD, let's see what that's doing this morning. That one was curling up right there. And let's see, it was running this morning. No, yesterday it was running 45 to 53. I'm not so sure it's doing anything this morning, but keep an eye on it because it looks like it may want to do something still. So that is AIMD. AISP, here we go. AISP Airship AI Holdings, and this one is cruising up and starting to really set up right here. So let's take a look. It did run up yesterday, 319 to 440, and this morning 391 to 408. It's at 389 right now, but again, just kind of flat, but setting up still. Continue to run up there, and that's AISP. AMBA. AMBA is at Ambarella, and that might be pulling back now. AMBA. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be dipping back down, so that one could be pulling back. We'll see if it wants to stop at that 65 and bounce back up. APCX. APCX, here we go. AppTech payments. Let me see what this is up to. APCX. Here we go. And it does look like it was running up today, huh? 60 to 142. It's at 104. That's a Jolie's jumper. It was running yesterday, and it's running today right there. So there you go. APCX, AppTech payments. That's running. Keep your eye on that. See if it can run up some more right there. BATL, let's see what that's up to this morning. That is Battalion Oil Group, and that took a nice dip into the basement. Let's see if it's going to pop here. Yeah, we'll have to definitely keep an eye on this. That could get popping up there, BATL. So I'll keep an eye on that. Blink, BLNK, let's see what that's doing this morning. It was trying to set up at $1.50, running through that one spot yesterday. It looks like 159 to 167, came back into the 140s. Crossed down a little bit, but should be getting set up. Might pull back a little bit now with that big dip in that setup. So just watch for a little pullback, and it's going to set up BLNK. CANG. Let's see, Kango Inc., and this one is running up here, CANG, and it is 761 to $8, and it's sitting there right now. Yesterday it went 689 to 966, so CANG is looking pretty decent. Could keep its momentum in the top right there. CURR, we were just looking at this one, that currency group. It's a shell company, and it did jump way up. Remember I was saying, like, these things like to go way down and then they jump way up? Well, this one did it yesterday. It went 131 to 1214, and today it's 750 to 986. It's at 627. So yeah, yesterday it was setting up. We looked at it for sure, a shell company, and it ran way up there yesterday. So there you go with that one. Definitely had looked at it. DXYZ, let's see, that one's back up $1.41. We'll see if, like I said, this thing's just an animal. DXYZ, it wants to continue to run up here. See if it can come back down into the 50 area, 55 or something, but if not, it's going to have to take off. It looks like it could pull back a little more right here, so we'll keep an eye on that. And of course, Elab, that one's up some more this morning. That's at 286, I think, right about there. Yeah, 286. It did run up a little higher. 333 is where it opened. It was up to 378 this morning. Yesterday, it only got to 345, so it ran up even higher this morning. And again, it's at 288. What did it close at yesterday? I forget. 340. So it did run up a little bit more this morning, and that's why you do need the Weeble to be trading these bad boys. If you want to lock in like the maximum amount of profits right there, you're gonna have to be trading them then. And FTEL, let's look at that one. FTEL, FitTel Corp. This one I remember looking at very recently because I had all them big runarounds yesterday. It did some crazy stuff. 27.94 to 49.50 down to 5. And now today it's at 9.94 to 12.13 and it's down to 8.69. So this one's running around like crazy all over the place. So keep an eye on that one. FTEL. Good old Hut. Let's see what it's doing. It's trying to get bouncing up. So they don't seem to want to come under the 20 too much, which is a good sign. It's giving them good support there. So we'll see if it's trying to curl back up here, Hut, and or if it tries to dip down a little more to make a little bit more room. And ISPC, let's see, ISPC, I specimen. Let's see what that's up to. ISPC here, and that is running up this yesterday, 333 to 443, and it's at $4. Doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot yet. Could be down a little bit. It says at 386 on Finviz, but I'm not exactly sure. But that is ISPC, and it did run up. LITM, this one was running really crazy yesterday. Snow Lake Resources. And LITM was crazy. It went, what, 20 cents to a dollar. And then today it's 58 cents down to 34. So, like I say, they move very fast. That one was moving. NUKK was crazy yesterday and ran up way up. I mean, it went way, way up yesterday. It went up to what, 76.99. It opened at 17.30, and today it's at 45. It ran up to 48, and it's at 44.90 right now. So yeah, that one was a wild one, but it's in the top, kind of pulling back. So I'm not exactly sure, especially after a run up like that yesterday. So there you go with that one. And OGEN. Let's see. That one looks like it's up. This one's setting up for sure. OGEN, it's up a little. Oh, it ran yesterday, as a matter of fact. 33 is 77. And then it's at, it closed at 42. And today, 38 to 40. And it looks pretty good still, I would say. So keep your eye on that because it's definitely still setting up. OGEN. And PRTG, let's see what that's up to here. PRTG, Portage Biotech, that was up in the top. It looks like it could be pulling back here. So yeah, it ran up yesterday, 449 to 1289, and then today, no, that was 2 days ago to 17. So today it's actually just sitting here at 701. It ran up to 707. It's at 7 right now. So yesterday it went 781 to 983. So it ran up higher on what day? On the 17th, which was Tuesday. So it did run up Tuesday. It's high. PRTG. And RGTI, we've looked at this one plenty of times, and we'll see if it tries to get bounced back up into the top here. They all pulled back yesterday, so everything was, for the most part. There was a few that were running up like QUBT and things like that, but most of it was running, pulling back with that red day. So that's RGTI and Rivian. Let's see what Rivian's up to this morning. It's up 16 cents. It could be trying to bounce back up after that dip and then get set back up. So we'll keep an eye on it, see if it wants to roll off that MACD, and we'll pay attention to Rivian, see where it wants to go. RMSG is that real messenger one, and this one I'm telling you is a just goofy setup. It's kind of crazy, and I definitely been looking at it. Today, what, 179, that's all it's doing. And yesterday, 165 to 188, and it came down to 150, and that's where it closed. So it is at 179. So it basically kind of gapped up there this morning. And like I said, it's crossed through. It has a lot of room, but I'm not exactly sure what's up with that bad boy. It could just pop off at any moment, I guess. I don't know. It looked like the 20 was trying to come down closer to it. It's at like 206, and this is at 158. So keep an eye on it. RMSG, SATL, that's Satellogic. I think that is. Let's see if it's trying to bounce off the MACD line here. It curled through a little, went a little flat, and they have earnings coming up on New Year's Eve. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it wants to try to curl back up there. And Sezzle, this one was dipping down yesterday. A nice dip right there. So I'll be keeping an eye on this bad boy, SEZL. That's the dip you want to see. 324 down to 225, and it's at 236. So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on the Sezzle, and it's run up to over 455 recently. So that one could be a great opportunity right there. SEZL, SLXN. Let's see what this is doing here. SLXN is trying to roll back off the MACD. It looks like to run back up. And maybe it already just did. Let me see if that's today. And that is today. It did 232 to 590. So we were just looking at it, was trying to set up, and it ran this morning. So it's way up there. And that's SLXN. And STRL, the Sterling Infrastructure, that dipped down big time yesterday to 167. So we'll watch that for the bottom, and it'll bounce back up. And SYM, let's see what Symbotic is doing. That's just down there. It's trying to set back up, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And UCL, UCloud Link, that one ran up right there. UCL, let's see. And that one is 142 to 330 yesterday, and today it's just at 288. So we'll see if it wants to run up there some more, but it did pop yesterday for sure, and it did open up pretty high up too. So keep an eye on that UCLA or UCL, I mean UCL, UCloudLink. VNCE is good old Vince Holding, and this ran up yesterday too. VNCE, and yeah, that one ran up nice, 165 to 296, and then even this morning it ran from 271 to 278, and that's where it's at. So that one could continue to run up, and that's looking decent. VNCE. And VRAR, let's see what Glimpse Group's doing. This one's run up way a lot the last few days. Let's see what it's doing this morning. And it looks like it's continuing to run up 358 to 448. It's at 405. So we were looking at this one, and it definitely ran up right there. VRAR. And let's take a look at VRAX. Let's see what that's doing this morning. VRAX. And that one was popping up in a great spot right there. So keep an eye on that. It did pop up yesterday, 168 to 339. And this morning it's 237, down to 197. But it's back at 214. So it very well could bounce right back up VRAX. So just keep an eye on that today. And let's see what XCH is doing, because that had a really nice dip. And we're going to have to keep an eye on this one. XCH. It went from yesterday, it took that huge dip, 27.94 down to $1.36, and we're sitting at 362 right now, or that's where it opened. We're sitting at 241 right now. So have to watch this, see when it wants to get set up, but that'll be a good one. And XHG, let's see, exchange. I know we looked at this before. Looks like it's running up there. XHG. XHG, and that did pop up there today. So we were looking at that recently, 86 to 377. It's at 168 right now, and that was at Real Estate Services Exchange Tech INC ADR. I know I've talked about that, and there you go at your Jolie's jumpers right there. The market is looking green. Let me hop through our laptop lowdowns real quick while I'm right here, because they should be right there, and they are. So here we go. Let me take a look at these bad boys and see what's happening here. Oh, what did I just do? All right, let me just look at these. Meta. All right, so we have pretty much a lot of, well, we'll just go through his list and then we'll see some of the big caps anyway. So Meta's up $7.57, and it did hit the SMA 20 yesterday, and it does look like it's trying to bounce back up. And again, it could have just been a really nice dip opportunity yesterday. Nvidia is back up this morning. That's up 349 and trying to get curled back up. And like I said, it looks like the semiconductors do want to run. They just happened to get smashed yesterday with everything. So it did not like the Fed talking yesterday. That's for sure. Whatever it didn't like something. That's for damn sure. Intel, INTC up 30 cents. And this one is going to get set up. And again, a semiconductor they're setting up, I believe. CONL is coins, ETF, and this one should get set back up. It did take a nice dip yesterday. It's up 326, it looks like right now on the FinViz. And yeah, it looks like it's trying to bounce back up. We'll have to keep an eye on these to make sure they're definitely trying to curl back up because they're not confirming that they want to, they're just trying to. So that's CONL. VKTX at Viking Therapeutics way down there, up 59 cents today, and trying to get curled back up. It looks like that was its bottom probably yesterday for VKTX. And OKLO, Oklo Inc. This one's definitely setting up. Let's see if it even ran because it could be. I think it ran yesterday or the other day, right? Yesterday? Yeah, it did run 1922 to 2240, 2294, but this morning 1914 to 1958. It's at 1913 or 1930 and not looking bad, and it is setting up. So keep an eye on that OKLO. That one's looking good. That is looking good right there. Oxy, we're talking about it, and this one's going to start getting set up relatively soon. So you're going to want to keep an eye on this. OXY, and maybe yesterday was at bottom right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. TECL. That's the tech bull, and that one took that nice dip, but setting up bullish up there. So TECL could be a good ETF right there. It's not showing anything just yet this morning, but it did take a nice dip. And on the FinViz, it says it's up $1.55. It's kind of odd. Sometimes the FinViz shows like a random one, but again, it's very far few in between that. It's better than the Trend Spider. So that is TECL. And again, we could wait until 9:30 for that. It's an ETF. It's not going to do anything. It doesn't matter what it's doing right now. So that is TECL and XLE, the energy select sector. This was way down, and we'll definitely keep an eye on this bad boy. Yeah, that one's going to try to. I think yesterday could have been its bottom on that too. So we'll keep an eye on XLE and MSTR. Obviously, MicroStrategy up another $16, and maybe that was its bottom. We'll go over our crypto to see how that looked. Um, but yeah, it looks like it could have bottomed out there yesterday at that 338, and it's back to 366 right now. So already jumped up pretty good. HIMS, we had looked at this recently. It was running up, kind of just had that pullback and could be setting right up there. That's hims and hers and health. But yeah, it's just a little pullback right there. We'll see if it's trying to get set back up. I'll keep an eye on that. And let's see. RKLB is at Rocket Lab, and this thing had run up to the top and went nutty. It's just kind of make a base up there as it's setting back up, so not really pulling back too hard, and it will probably get set back up here. So Rocket Lab will probably take back off and stay up in that spot, or like stay up this high and go back higher. So that's Rocket Lab and HG. We just looked at that exchange, so that was on both of your lists, and that's cool. DBGI, that's Digital Brands, and that recently just split. Was it yesterday? No, on the 13th. What's this showing? Did it stop working? Because that just shows the 17th. And let me see, DBGI, what's it doing here? It's not showing me anything. I don't know where that one went. I don't know if it got delisted or something happened. But it looks like it split and then stopped on December 17th. I don't know if they changed their name or something happened. So I might have to look up that one. Digital Brands. We were looking at that thing, and now it's disappeared. LDTC. Yeah, you see that with penny stocks or these cheaper ones. You won't see Google just disappear one day. It's been around a little bit too long and worth way too much money. So yeah, that's bizarre that that one just isn't there. DBGI. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Digital Brands. Oh, here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It split here and then it just stopped on the 17th. So, not exactly sure what happened, but if anyone knows, that's Digital Brands and that LDTC. Let's look at that Letter Tech and see what it's doing. They had earnings recently. What was it? Yesterday, and it pulled back, but it was going to pull back anyway, I think, with that market. So it didn't matter what was going on. LDTC. And yeah, just a little pullback. We'll have to see if it wants to roll off that MACD. It was up so high in the top. That's why I'm saying it didn't matter because it was going to pull back regardless there. And it is. And we'll see if it wants to stop on that 20 right here about 80 cents. It's at 102. So we'll keep an eye on that. And that's our laptop lowdowns. Thank you very much. And there we go for them bad boys. And let's go ahead and look at the rest of the market here, see what you guys want to see. And let's see how the market looks. Like I said, everything was basically green right there. The SPY is up 426. It's back to 590 and it looks pretty decent, so it needed to just shake it out and have a nice dip, I guess. We'll have to keep an eye on it, make sure. Apple's up 17 cents, is trying to curl back up there, so we'll take a look at it. Yeah, it's just trying to roll right off that MACD, it looks like. So not too crazy for Apple. Amazon, let's see, up $3, and that looks like it's trying to curl up. Although these did cross through coming down, so you're not exactly sure. You want to make sure that they're definitely curling back up because it could just be a little stair step down. So I'll be keeping my eye on them for sure today, and keep you guys posted. Google's back up 215. It's at 192, and that one does look like it does want to kind of curl back up and get crazy again. So Google looks like it wants to run right back up. Let's see. That's Google and Meta. Let's see what Meta's up to right here. META, if I could type it in. META, here we are, 606. It's up 940. And another, they all have that same look. They cross through going down. They're just curled up today. And I'll have to look at them today just to make sure that they are trying to get moving again and not stair stepping down a little bit to pull back. Microsoft, that is up another 491 in the same situation. They all look the same. So we'll keep an eye on that. We should have known something was up when all of like the Russell, the SPY, and all that stuff, the Nasdaq, they were all trending the other day. I was like, something's going on. Nvidia, here you are. That's up 357, and I'm telling you, semiconductors are going to get cruising, and it does look pretty good to get set up and get moving here. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that Nvidia because it is getting set up right there. And of course, we look at our Tesla and see what that's doing this morning. And Tesla's up $13. So probably wants to get back into the top and run, is what it looks like right here, unless it hits that top line and bounces. I don't think so. I think it's going to get up there and continue its way up to 500. So it's at 453, and that is Tesla right there. So yeah, not looking bad at all. What's AMC doing? That's up 6 cents. Telling you that thing is just setting up right there. GameStop's up 35 cents. That's trying to get set up right there. Did have a nice little pullback look yesterday, but still trying to set up. And CHWY is kind of pulled back this morning, and that was set up really nice, but it did pull back some, and maybe it's just making a little more space. Didn't want to crawl through yet, and it'll get set up and rocking and rolling relatively soon. And let's look at FGL real quick and just see what that's doing. That founder group, that is maybe up a little bit. FGL. Let's just take a look. Yesterday it ran from 186 to 350, and right now it's 265 to 288. It's at 269 and not looking bad right there. So keep an eye on that FGL and TEM. Tempest AI, and this one looks like it's going to try to bounce off that bottom. Had a lot of red days right there. Probably its bottom yesterday. It's at 34.84. So keep your eye on that one because that did have some nice dip action recently. And that NCNA, let's see what that's doing. Just getting set up down here. So just keep an eye on that one. NCNA. I'll keep an eye on NCNA and make sure, yeah, it's going to get set up. Let's just look at some of the semiconductors real quick, like MU. That's down at 13.30 after the earnings, but it looks like it's going to try to pop back up. It looks like so. Keep an eye on that. Could be great opportunities for all of these bad boys. TSM, that's up $1.86. So that looks like it might be trying to roll off the MACD and get cruising. So there you go at TSM and SMCI. That's up 62 cents and looks like it's trying to get set up there. So we'll have to keep an eye on them. AMD, that one's still down at the bottom, but it is up $1.57 and looks like it's trying to bounce. So could be a good bottom from yesterday. AMD is looking much better right there. And let's see, what else do we have? QCOM. That's QCOM, and that one is up 95 cents and looks like it's just curled down. It did dip pretty good yesterday, but I would imagine it's trying to get set up. It looks like it could make that hard curl up and just get wild right there. So they have that lawsuit with ARM, which is up $1.44 right now. So ARM and QCOM are still in court. ARM's hitting that MACD. Looks like it wants to bounce off. So maybe they're going to settle that bad boy and then figure it out. ARM Qualcomm to make closing case and chip license in dispute, and that was at 7:07 this morning. So that's what it looks like to me on the chart, and I just said it as and that's what they were saying. So there you go. They look like they're gonna just figure that out, and both of them are gonna bounce right back up. Like I said, the market is green right there. That was our big caps and everything. So let me see what you guys want to look at real quick. Let's go through. Luis Rodriguez had 130 calls yesterday when it dipped on the video. So there you go. Boom. Nice, beautiful right there. SEDG. I was been looking at this Sedge, Solar Edge, and it does look like it wants to get curled up right there. And it is setting up, guys. So SEDG is going to be a solid one. That's going to run up pretty nice. So we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on that today. SEDG, SEDG. Keep an eye on that guy. What else are we looking at here? QBTS, Christian. Let's see what it's doing. That D-Wave Quantum. It's up 14 cents. These things are just staying up there at the top. So, it's hard to tell. It's at what 910. It ran up yesterday to 1050 up there. And like I said, it's just a little bit hard to tell. It looks like they want to stay in the top here. So I would imagine that they do. We can run through them real quick. RGTI down 50 cents. We didn't, oh yeah, we did look at that. It was on his laptop list. QUBT, that one had run up big time yesterday. They're just pulling back in the top, but they look like they could easily go back up like that QBTS. That looks like it could easily go back up. Just a little bit of pullback. And QMCO, that's at Quantum Corp, the same look at 5010 and did pull back, but looks like it could go back up. And QTUM is the ETF, right? QTUM, and that's down 48 cents, but could easily get curled back up in the top. It looks like it wants to, as a matter of fact. And that IONQ, and that one looks like it's going to try to get rolling right back off the MACD. So all the quantum and computer hardwares are looking pretty solid. Maybe a little pullback, but they look like they want to set up to go a little higher too. So there you go with them bad boys. And let's just take a quick look at FinViz. Oh, X-Man wants to look at a few. Let's look at them real quick. LGHL, the Lion, that's up 2 cents. We knew that was going to be moving this morning. The Lion's looking pretty decent, so keep your eye on it. It's at 20. It's at 19. It ran up to 20. CTNT, I know the Cheetah was running this morning. That's up 21 cents. We knew that was running. running. I think even Jag X was up a hair, but yeah, the cheetah's 372 to 373. It's at 366, so maybe it pulled back a little bit, but it was up this morning. Jag X is just kind of flat right there. Let me see, Jag X. Yeah, I think it was up this morning. It doesn't show anything on mine, but the Finviz stock twits I think did show something. MLGO, let's see that small cap China one. Um, let's see, it recently just split, and yeah, I would keep an eye on this bad boy and see what it wants to do here because it could be getting curled up to get cruising, guys. So keep an eye on that MLGO and MSPR. Let's see that MSP recovery. Looks like it's trying to curl up right there too. MSPR not looking too bad after it ran up, pulled back, and looking all right there. And let's see, SOBR. Let's see what that's doing real quick. SOBR down 2 cents, just still in that basement right there. Let me see, SOBR, and yeah, it's just in that basement right there, so it'll get set up. NVX, that's that one looks like it could have been popping up here if it wasn't yesterday. NVX, that was yesterday. It was popping up there, so let me see. 157 to 188 yesterday, and it's at 165. So that's NVX. And let me see. PTPI, that Petros Pharmaceuticals was running, and it's still getting set up. Like I said, I think this one's going to bounce back up. Let me see. Yeah, I would keep an eye on that PTPI. That one's going to move. And let's see what BNOX is going to do today. BNOX. And this one is just kind of pulled back a little bit right there. Let me take a look. Yeah, just a little pullback. I have to look at that and see if it wants to get curled up at all. But that's BNOX, and there you go, X-Man. There you go for them guys. Let me take a look at crypto this morning and see what that's up to. Bitcoin is back up at 102, so it did go up a little bit because it was only at 100,000, and it is trying to bounce back off that 30, so that's a good look. Ethereum's at 3,691, and let's look at that, and that one is trying to bounce back up off that 30. It did get under the 30, but it's trying to run back up. Good look right there. Ripple's at 238. It did pull back. It was trying to set up, and it looks like it's going to try to run back up to that 10 and pop back up. So they look pretty decent this morning. Solana's at 208. I was watching them last night. They were holding themselves. So Solana could have been dipped down, and it did get under 200 for a briefing. And that could be its bottom right there. Cardano's back to 97. And that one is... That looks like that got to its bottom too, and it's trying to get bouncing back up. And they made a ton of room. Some of them even got down into the 30 RSI, which is a lot of room right there. Doge is back to 36 right here. So let's take a look at it. And that had a nice dip yesterday, and looks like that could be its bottom, and it could be cruising back up relatively soon. And Sheeb, that was down as well, and that just keeps pulling back. Never ran up to its high. It looked like it was trying to set up to do it, and it just couldn't do it. And now it looks like it's going to have to get set back up to get moving again. So that is Sheeb. And let's look at our Bonk and WIF, BONK. Let's look at it. That one pulled back quite a bit too. And again, that could be actually that one might be pulling back still a little more and then getting set up. But Bonk did take a nice pullback right there because it ran up really high when they were moving. And WIF, let's see, that's 228 right here. And that one's pulling back a little bit as well. So keep an eye on that. We'll watch for the bottom for WIF. And there you go with our crypto report. Let me take a look at StockTwits, see what's going on. But the market is pretty green right there. So that's a good look. Let me take a look at StockTwits, see what is happening over here. What's trending. When it pops up, I'll let you know. I don't know why the app's taking so long to pop up, but here we go. That NUKK is still trending. It's saying that it's up $15. Let's see. NUKK. Yeah, it's saying it's running back up here. So that's running back up, guys. NUKK. It certainly is 66.22. Keep an eye on it. There you go. MU is down like $13, but we'll see if that wants to bounce. We already looked at it. It's at 930. Took that nice dip off the earnings. That's why I don't like earnings for sure. The SPY's up and IWM. What's that? IWM. Isn't that the Russell? Yeah, that's the Russell, and that's setting up to be super bullish. So I think these things were at their bottom dip yesterday. The QQQ, which is the obviously the Invesco QQQ Trust Series 1, and that looks like it's going to be bouncing back up. So that's a decent look. The VIX is down like 25% this morning. So that one had run up, hit the top yesterday. So we'll have to just keep an eye on them, see what's going on. That QUBT pullback, UVXY, Apple's up or just flat. ELAB's up there, NUKK and SLXN. That PRFX is way up there again. That pain reform ran up even higher. I think we were just saying it the other day. We looked at it again. The other day it ran to $8, and this morning it got up to 8.26. So there you go with that PRFX. We were way early on that bad boy as well, and that's moving right there. So that's what's trending right there on StockTwits. Let me make sure you guys don't want to see anything else here. And let's see. I think we got everything right there. Let me take a quick look at the market, see what's going on. Let's see in here. Boom, boom. Let's go. APCX ran up, and but it's way up at the top in that PRFX. BPTH is Biopath Holdings. We've looked at that. That's run up pretty good today. And that KULR, we were looking at it last night, and it was looking pretty solid right there. And that one ran up pretty good this morning, KULR. And that one ran from what, 260 to 353. It's at 317 right now. We were looking at that. Let's see. XHG weighted. XHG is bouncing back up. That's that exchange one. And yeah, so keep an eye on that. It could be bouncing back up right there. We looked at it. TNXP is just a little flat. ELAB's run up big time yesterday, and then it ran up some more today and then pulled back there. SMGO, what's this doing? Just kind of trying to set up there, SMGO, so I'll keep an eye on that, see what it wants to do. That LAES has dipped down. The RGTI looks like it's trying to stay up at the top. And SLXN, we've known about all these, VRAR and QUBT and everything else that we already know about. I'm telling you, we just dissect this market. It's incredible what we do here. CERO, this one could be getting set up to run again. Let me see. Maybe not. That run yesterday could be. It'll probably get set up, but we'll have to keep an eye on it to see exactly when it's ready. And that AEMD did run up the other day, so nothing real crazy. Let's look at XTIA real quick and see what that's doing this morning. It's just pulled back a little bit flat, more or less, but it's going to get set up right here, XTIA. So we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, XTIA is going to get moving, guys. So keep your eye on that. And I'd say there you go for our pre-market right there. I think we nailed everything and looked at it all. So boom. Let me know if you guys have any questions today. It's looking way better than it did yesterday. It would have been hard to not bounce up off of there. We kind of figured it did, but again, it would have been it was more of a guess, but they were hitting the support lines, most of them. So hopefully that's the bottom, and it's not going to try to stair step down, and it's just going to run right back up. That would be great. Let's see. Dell's back up $1.53. So yeah, all of them are trying to run back up here, and hopefully they get really moving today and keep some momentum there. So it could be some great dip opportunities, it looks like. So keep your eyes open for these great opportunities, and I'll be watching it to make sure that they definitely want to get curled up there. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Laptop Travel and Asian Joe Lee, thanks for your list, and the Rabid Vole right there. How are you? Have a great day. And East Coast Beach Girl Tommy, Nefstradamus and Bong Prichan Sherry, and LCHS Athletic Department. How you guys doing? Sanat, Stealth Trader, Jay Kratz, Christian, Tesserine, how are you? And X-Man and Barbara, of course. And I hope you were happy about ELAB and got out of that bad boy when it ran up there. And let's see what that TWG is, if it's doing anything. I doubt it's moving yet this morning. It generally doesn't like to. Nah, it just just has yesterday's date. So I'll keep an eye on that for you today, that TWG. And there you go, everybody. So have a great day. Like I always say, trade smart, lock in those profits, and have a good day. So goodbye, good luck, and I'll see you guys later. Let me know if you want to see anything. Have a great day, everybody.